All right. So I wanted to make another brief video on. I was just gonna mention a list of Luwian deities. This is a purely Luwian deity list here. It goes with my previous video on reaching out to other people interested in Luwian and Hittite, Anatolian style polytheism. This is here as a list I just thought I'd share of purely Luwian deities. And so these are supposed to be distinctly Luwian. So the list starts with, it goes in alphabetical order. So not like, it's not an order of ranking. Arma, which is the moon. Asiya, Ayanti, Hapantali. So Hapantali is a Luwian deity. It's like a shepherd goddess. Huasana, which is a popular Luwian goddess that we'll go over all of these deities in more detail in future videos. This is just a list of well-known Luwian deities, so that we know who we're who we're working with here. So Arma, which means the moon. Asiya, Ayanti, Hapantali or Hapantalia, Huasana, Ilaliant, Imarnia, and Amarcia, Inarawant, Iyari, or Yari, Iyasala, Kamrusepa, the goddess, popular goddess, Kamrusepa. Iyari is a popular warrior deity. Kinalina, Kuisha Masani. Now, Masani means is the Luwian word for deity or god. Mashani. We'll go over that as well. So, Gurnuwala, Kurunta or Lama, Malia, Marwaizi. That is a group of deities. Purwa, who is like a warrior deity associated with the horse and chariot. Purwa. Santa, that's another warrior deity. Siuri, Suasuna, Darawa, Tarwalia, Tarhunt or Tarhuntus or Tarhuntus, the storm god, the Tiwad or Tiwat, that's the sun god. There's also Tiamasis, Tiwad, that's the sun goddess of the earth. So maybe we'll go over these in more detail, like I said, later. Uliliyasi, Uramasni, which means the great god. Utiyanuni, I like these names. Wali Pantala or Pantali, Wandu, Warwalia, Waskutasi, Winiyanta, and Witasa, or Witasi, and Zilipura, Zilipura, or Zilipura. And there are more than this. That's not an exhaustive list. There are more. So I just wanted to write that list down. And what else was I going to say? So there's more. There's more than that, but that is still a good detailed list. See, what else did I wanted to go over here? Where was that? I was gonna. Okay. I'm just trying to find something here right quick. Okay, here. Okay. The Luwian word Masani it's a general term for deity and the divine. Now, keep in mind the Masana, the Masanama, or Masha Nami, that means cult functionary. So this could be like, this is like a someone that's involved in the cultic practices of the deities. So it would be like a priest or a priestess and related functionaries there. So someone that practices worship, or the worship of the Masani, would be a Mashanama. Maybe not an everyday person would be called this, but like the ones in charge of the taking care of the cults for the deities would be called that. So that is those are both important to know. Now let me see here. So, and there also was a belief in the life after death. We'll go over all of that. Like humans, deities are not only good or only evil. They're a mixture of both, just like people. Deities are a lot like people, but they're much more powerful. They're immortal. They live forever. These are deities. Deities are at the. They're similar to humans, but at the same time also different, quite different as well. So they can be jealous, angry, vengeful. They can also be friendly, helpful, and generous, just like people. They can often look like people, or similar. They have a similar form to a person. They actually have a form. It's not like religions where the god or deity is formless. Beyond understanding. It's not like that in these ancient religions. These ancient religions, deities have a body. They have not like a human body, but it's like an eternal, immortal presence and essence to them, but they have forms. That they're not formless beings. Like they're real beings. Just like a person is a real being, or an animal is a real being, so a god is a real being. who the deities are very, very powerful. They're eternal beings, but none are all powerful. They're just very, very, very much more powerful than like a person could ever dream of being. So the thought on deities are different from what most people believe today. It's not. It's. There may be some similarities in modern religions, but in ancient times, religion was a little different. And of course, it encompassed everyday life. It was just an integral part of society, as it is still today in many places of the world, in many families. And it was just vastly, vastly different in practice and belief, I would say. So let me see what else I want to go over here before I go. There's other let's see here. And of course, I mean, there's gods and goddesses, so there's male and female beings here, eternal beings. It's not just one male deity or like a genderless or something type of deity that you can't understand. It's nothing like that. And there are many of them. Now, let's see here. All right, now I'm just seeing what else I want to go over, because I was going to make this brief, but we're already 12 minutes in, so let's see here. This is probably all I want to do right now. Now, the Luwians, of course, are closely related to the other groups surrounding them, the Hittites, the Hattians. This is not just by culture, by traditions and beliefs and origins. I mean, they're all very closely related people. So they're going to have a lot of similarities, and they're going to have deities that they worship together. Let's see. So that might be all I'm going to go over with right now. It says here the main Luwian goddesses are Kamerusepa, Malia, and Huasana. So, I mean, Kamerusepa is a very important goddess in the Luwian religion. She's like definitely like a goddess, an important goddess of the household, of the home. She almost reminds me of maybe almost like a mother goddess, or at least she gives help to the mother and birth of children. She gives help to mothers and children. Her husband is supposed to be the sun god Tiwad, actually, and their son, the protective deity of Torisa. Now, the shepherd goddess Hapantalia is associated with Tiwat, the sun god, strongly associated with him. She's like almost like a one of his like attendant deities. Um, um, now the two of the very highest deities. Now Tarhunt and Tiwat are two of the very highest in the Luwian pantheon. So they're like, they have two of the highest ranks within among the Luwians. It's whereas Hattian and Hittite, oftentimes it would be the storm god and the goddess of arena. It was actually a solar goddess. The Luwians, for the Luwians, the sun was masculine, whereas oftentimes with the Hattians and the Hittites, oftentimes it would be feminine, a feminine deity. To just keep that in mind. But for the Luwians, it's Tiwat is the main solar, the god that governs the sun, and of course, both the Hittites and the Luwians have Tarhunt or Tarhuntus, the storm god, as the sort of like the chief of the deities. Thought I'd point some of those out. So I do want to get into all of those things in more detail later. So, okay, what is this here? So, another local circle of deities. Let's see. This is from. Let's see. What is it called? Let's see. Hupisna. This is from Hupisna, a Luwian, a Luwian area. Hupisna or Hupsina. And these deities are mentioned to belong there. So Lalaria, Awata, Kupila, Mula, Lilia. See, there's a lot of names, a lot of deity names. Anna or Anna, Aruna. Aruna means sea in Hittite, the sea. Asduta, Zarniza, the river Saramama, and the mountain Sarpa. Also, the god Hardupi of the open country is named, and the protective deity Sarlaimi, Lama Sarlaimi. Okay, so keep those in mind as well. As well as the storm deity too is there. Um, all right. The goddess Huasana might have similarities with the goddess Ishtar, the Mesopotamian goddess Ishtar. Um, we'll have to see about that, though. All right. So that is interesting, though. That scholars say that have said that. That is interesting. It says the cult of Huasana at Kuliwisna shows some common features with the worship of Nintu, which is Dinger Ma, or like the mother goddess, the Mesopotamian mother goddess, like Ninhursag, Ishtar of Kuliwisna. So there was an Ishtar of Kuliwisna there, and of Tamaninga. So there's okay. So we'll have to go over all of this. So Malia is another great goddess whose origin, well, this one says is not to be sought with the Luwians. I disagree with that. I think she's definitely a Luwian. Um, says, but she was highly esteemed among them. See, I think she is from the Luwians originally. The Lady Malia was called the mother of wine and grain. She has associations with grain and vineyards. Um, Huasana is like a queen deity, so she's, you know, and likely a mother goddess. Um, okay. And the cult of Malia lasted for a very long time. I mean, the Lycians, the classical age, also worshipped her from Lycia in Asia and Anatolia. Malia is also called goddess of the garden. So you can kind of get an idea of what she's associated with, along with like the storm gods always associated with the vineyards and grain too, because uh, he's well the storm god, god of the deity of the weather, that makes them grow, that helps make them grow. Like Tarhuntas often, I mean, he'll bear a sickle for the harvest of grain, for instance, and he'll carry bunches of grapes. In a lot of art and well, some art that I've seen, some artwork that I've seen of the Luwian Tarhuntas or Tarhunta. Um, all right. A lot of art survives. A lot of really, really cool artwork survives from the Luwians, from the Hittites and the Luwians and other Anatolian people. Um, that's always a good thing. Um, and let's see. So yeah, the storm gods associated with, rain, lightning, fertility, of the fertility of the land. Um, he controls all of the weather, the wind, the rain, thunder and lightning, the clouds, all of that. There's no like separate like wind deity or anything like that. He controls all of that. The whole entire atmosphere is controlled by Tarhuntus, the storm god. Um, I mean, as well as the sun and moon deities also have some control over the weather as well. But mostly Tarhuntus, and then I would say second would be Tiwat, the sun god. But Tarhuntus, his domain is the atmosphere, the skies. And the mountains. All of the deities are, I believe, dwell in the mountains. That's their home. Their like divine home is the up high in the mountains, as well as in their temples, as well, their ancient temples and. Okay, got a lot to go over. I'm almost done with this video, though. I just thought I'd go into some detail. There's also the Golsees or the Golsees. These are fate goddesses. There's mother goddesses. Like groups of them. They think that Kamrusepa was a house and hearth style goddess. Kamrusepa, one of them is, very multifaceted goddess. She's one of the best attested deities for the the Hittites and her Luwians. I think she had a Hattic variant too, Katazi Puri maybe, if I remember correctly. I don't know if she's related to Katahi or not. That's another name for a goddess here. There's many deities that preside over rivers and mountains and springs. Okay. Now I know I came across. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of local deities. They may or not be related to other more well-known ones. Um, a lot of them are very local. Um, and their Luwian religion is closely related to Hittite and Hattian, and the other Anatolian cultures, as I've mentioned before. They're all closely related. They're going to have their own unique differences, and they're going to have many similarities as well. So that's something else to keep in mind. None of them are vastly different from the other. So you study one, you're studying the other, I always say. There's a lot of protective deities. There's various different kinds of protective deities. Like that means like guardian style deities. They guard over something. Like there's the protective deity of the grove, for instance, Karana, the guardian deity of the grove, for instance. Um, these are not all. Well, there's all different kinds of guardian deities. There's guardian deities of like the gates, the royal gates, the guardian of doors, guardian of courtyards, roads, the guardians of the wilderness, things like that. And there's a deity, specifically a deity of the house and family, Harastashi. All very important. Um, so, okay. Um, there's, let's see here. Is that Hilasi? Is this, let's see. That's a deity of the farm, it says. Not sure if that's a Luwian deity. Now, okay. Now the Tiwa Masi, the sun. This is like a all right, like the sun goddess of the earth. It's supposed to, maybe not exactly actually a sun goddess, but it's like an earth and mother deity. But that's attested in Luwian and Hittite and Hattic as well. The Hattian. Um, let's see. Yeah, there's all different. There's a lot, but I don't know. I just felt like going over all of this as I went on with the video. Um, Most of the time, these deities work together. They don't. Um, there's not like most of the time they work together. Sometimes they have issues though. If you ever read Hittite mythology, for instance, I mean, there's some they all, but we can get into that in another video. All right, I think that's it for now. Um, but yes, text uh, an article that I recommend though that I'll close out with is it's called "Scribes on Wood in the Lower Land and the Deities of Purushanda." I found that on academia.edu. But that's a good read. That's a very good read. And of course, the book called The Luwians. And there are many other books, but that's a good one. The Luwians, it's called. All right, I'm gonna. And oh wow, 35 minutes in. Okay, well, sorry that it's dark here. I just didn't plan on. I would have fixed the lighting, but I just didn't plan on making this long of a video. But I guess I definitely did. So, so here we are. So I went over quite a bit though. So I will end there. And anyone interested in Luwian and Hittite and ancient Anatolian religion, deities, beliefs. I hope you find this helpful, and I'll come out with more videos soon. Thank you for watching.